I'm Nancy, and we are volunteers for the Wisconsin Nutrition Education Program. And Brooke, where do you go to school?
I'm from the
Alternative High School. Right? In Eau Claire.
In Eau Claire.
And what are we going to make today?
Chicken Spanish rice.
All right, and what do we need to make this recipe?
1 pound skinless, boneless chicken breast, ½ cup onion chopped, ½ cup green pepper chopped, 1/3 cup celery sliced, ½ cup brown instant rice uncooked, 1 teaspoon vegetable oil, 1 can tomatoes diced, 16 ounce, 1 cup water, ½ teaspoon chili powder, and 1/4 teaspoon pepper.
Great. So let's get started. And it looks like you got things going already. So you cut up the chicken. You're going to turn that up with the heat a little bit. Should we put in a little bit of oil? And you can use any kind of oil that you would like, olive oil or regular oil, corn oil. We're using vegetable oil today. Why don't you want to use very much, Brooke?
It could burn.
It adds more calories, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we don't want the food to stick, but we don't want so much oil that we're adding a lot of calories. So you can swish that pan around a little bit to get the oil going all over the pan. And then we have just a little bit of chicken here that needs to be a little bit smaller. How do you determine how big that chicken should be, Brooke?
Children's bite size.
Yeah, the smaller the kids, you don't want your children choking on it at all, so you don't want it too big. Now, would it be okay if we use chicken thighs rather than chicken breast?
Could.
We could. Why? Would it have less calories or more calories?
More.
Once you get that in, this might be helpful. More calories in dark meat than light meat, but some people like it because it has more flavor, right? Usually flavor means higher in calories, so adding more flavor to it, we can do that with the sauce and still have a very flavorful recipe. And you want to make sure that that heat is hot so it can cook quickly. And she's going to spread it around. So we have to be careful about cross-contamination. We want to make sure to get that cutting board in the sink so that no one uses it for something else, like for cutting up fruit that they might eat in a fruit salad. So we're going to get that put into the sink. And how do you know if when that chicken is done, Brooke?
It's totally white.
Yeah, it's going to turn white and have some browning. We like that for flavor. The browning adds flavor to it. And you did a nice job of cutting that up. Now this will make a recipe for about 4 people, right? Mm-hmm. Unless you have really hungry teenagers, right? Then you might need a little bit more. And while that's cooking now, Brooke has already cut up the green pepper. And once it started cooking a little bit, she can go ahead and put that in so it can cook at the same time. This is going to be a really quick recipe, so it'd be a nice one that you could make for your family when you get home from school. And the onions. Now, do you like onions, Brooke?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So if people don't like onions, maybe go with a sweeter onion. Those big ones tend to be sweeter. Or you could go with some red pepper instead of onions if you would like. Not everybody likes onions. And then we have a little bit of celery too.
Celery's good.
Celery's good. You like that. So you could put in more celery, right? And less onions. When you buy a whole bunch of celery, you get a lot of it. So you might as well use up as much as you can. What could you do with the rest of the celery if you only use 1/3 of a cup of it?
You could make a snack with them.
Yeah. Do you ever put peanut butter in celery for a snack? Right? So you could have a snack or just cut it up and eat it with a little bit of ranch dressing. Be a good way to use it up so it doesn't just spoil in the in the refrigerator, which can happen sometimes, or get really limp, and then we don't want to eat it, right? Okay, so that's coming really good. And Brooke is turning that now, the chicken, so that she gets all of those pieces brown. And while she does that, we've got the next ingredients to put in will be a half a cup of brown instant rice. Why did we choose instant rice, Brooke?
It's faster.
It's faster. And why did we choose brown rice?
It's healthier.
It's healthier. Brown rice is a whole grain, and whole grains are really, really good for us. So you want to have at least half of the grains you eat whole grains. And then we've got some tomatoes. Tomatoes add a lot of flavor to recipes, and also will give us some more ingredients or liquid for our rice to cook.
It smells really good.
Doesn't it smell good? You're doing a great job. So we'll get rid of that lid, and we'll add some of those ingredients. To seem like the chicken, we don't want to add the liquid ingredients until the chicken is done. So we want to make sure that's done. What do you think?
I don't see any more pink.
It looks like we're doing okay. So we're going to add the rice. And if you like the rice to be kind of crunchy or more like a fried rice, you can cook that a little bit in the pan before you add the water, and it'll give it a little bit more of a crunchy or a fried taste. And then we'll add those tomatoes. These were already cut up, so this makes this really, really simple. And we'll add the water. That's the extra water so that when the rice swells up, we still have some sauce look to this. And then we have to put in our spices. So we've got black pepper. It calls for a quarter of a teaspoon. So you can either measure that, or if you don't like a lot of pepper, you can just sprinkle some in. But we're going to measure that quarter teaspoon. And then we also have chili powder. Now, is that the spicy kind? Is that spicy? Yeah, really spicy. So again, it's calling for a half of a teaspoon, but if you're the kind of person that goes, oh, I don't like spicy things, you may not want that whole half teaspoon. You might just want to have a little bit, depending on how wimpy we are about the spice, right? So we're going to try the half teaspoon because we have teenagers and not little tiny kids. Little kids might not like a lot of spice. And we're going to stir that up. And then, what do we do next?
Put the cover on, let it simmer.
We put the cover on, let it simmer. We'll meet you at the table.
Now we have our chicken Spanish rice. We have our grain, which is the rice, vegetable, carrots, strawberries, and grapes for fruit, and milk. And it smells really good too.
It does smell good.
This program was recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. Chippewa Valley Community Television is made possible by continuing community support. If you'd like to volunteer or make a donation, you can contact us by calling 715-839-5067 or on the web at www.cvctv.org.